people, I'm not gonna lie, this video right here is the first of the Straw Hat character analysis series that I'm about to drop over the next few days. But we're putting a little twist on things, because we're gonna analyze Usopp from the roads. Now hear me out, I had to clear this with my boy Sensei, because he's been killing it with the hood reviews. But with the world so big, I thought, why not put my city on the map and analyze the Straw Hat characters from the roadside. So what I want you lot to do is to sit back in your Nike Tech tracksuits, light that piff, and let's understand Usopp a little better. Alright, so boom. Usopp is what we'd call a gas man, because this guy loves to lie. You know them ones where you want to link up with the man then, and he's like, I'll be at yours at 5 o'clock. But then he ends up turning up at like 7:30 with some mad excuse. You know them excuses like, bro, I was gonna be here for 5 and then my dog needed to go for a walk. And you're just there like, yo bro, you don't even have a dog. But you let things slide because you know what, he's your boy and that nigga's kind of funny too. But let me not go off on this topic, because that example is a little bit too close to home, and let's take a step back and look at a few interesting moments in Usopp's character arc in order to understand him a little better. Now Usopp, who some might refer to as a god, is the sniper of the Straw Hat Pirates. And let me not lie, that's actually mad cold, because imagine being on the op block knowing that you're safe because you got a sniper that's locked in. But let's not get caught up on that, and let me just remind you that he's the 4th member of the gang and he's the 3rd to join too, which actually happened at the end of the Syrup Village arc. Now another thing I want to highlight again is this nigga's lineage, because he kinda has clout, I'm not gonna lie. This guy's dad is Usopp of the Red Hair Pirates, and I can't lie, if I was him I would have been living off that hype right until this moment. Imagine those villagers try to talk tough to you. I would have been like, do you want me to get my dad on you? The respect would have been mad. However, I understand why Usopp didn't do that, because like a couple of us, his dad went out to buy some milk and he never returned. But that is what made Usopp the gas man that he is today, because in true Straw Hat fashion, this guy kinda had a sad childhood. His dad smashed his mum, Usopp was born, his dad went out to buy milk and he never returned. And with all that happening, his mum then fell ill of some unknown disease. And I'm not gonna lie, I personally think that she was D-sick. She was definitely waiting on Usopp to return. And this is what made our Usopp become a gas man, because in order to make his mum feel better, Usopp started capping. He started telling his mum, yo, pirates are coming, with the hope that the thought of Usopp returning would give her the strength she needed in order to live. And even with the passing of his mother, this remained part of Usopp's character, because Usopp, like a fake roadman, lied to the ladies. This guy was selling dreams to KO, talking hella gas about adventures that he'd never had. And for those of you who've forgotten KO, she was that rich chick that lived on the biggest mansion in the village. And in real roadman fashion, Usopp tried to secure that, and instead of getting a car on finance, he got her to give him a ship, and he ain't seen her since. Usopp, I rate you bro, but let me rewind a bit, because Usopp wanted to be the plug. He put together his own little crew in the village with some young G's, and they called themselves the Usopp Pirates. Now I know this is a character analysis, so some of you might get onto me for not talking about his appearance. So here goes. Usopp is a light-skinned, long-nosed brother, and that's about that. And as I was saying, once Usopp finessed the shit from KO, this was where his journey truly began, because he decided it was time to actually be a real nigga and be a brave warrior of the sea, and so joined the Straw Hat Pirates. And let me not lie, throughout his journey, we've seen Usopp have his moments, and he is actually becoming brave, although it's at a hella slow pace. But like the saying goes, slow dough is better than no dough, and this applies to Usopp, because he's taking things half a step at a time. And it's hella funny because the times we do get the best moments from him, is usually when he's up against someone that's stronger than him and he has to overcome things. But these are the moments I personally live for, and the fact we get such comedic moments from him is actually mad cool, because Usopp himself is a comedian. As I sit here recording this and I'm talking about Usopp, I can just envision that funny face that him, Luffy and Chopper do. And since we're relating this to the roads, I'd say Usopp is the funny guy that the plug keeps around, just because they're actually boys before the streets. And to take things a step further, Usopp is actually mad talented, because that Jolly Roger design, that was all him. And before Frankie joined the crew, the ship maintenance was all him. And even now, we look at Nami's climb attack, and that was all him. Although not a saying from the roads, Usopp could be seen as a jack of all trades. However, I don't say a master of none, because like I mentioned very early on, this guy is the sniper of the crew. And to be honest, it's quite comedic of Oda to do this, because can you imagine a brother going around with a slingshot and finding him intimidating in the slightest? I legit couldn't, but Usopp is that guy. He's had fantastic moments in his journey, and one which I always feel like could have been the first time he really made a great stride to his goal was when he hit that weather vane in his duel, because not only did he put his life on the line, but he took one step closer to being that brave warrior. But enough of that, because Usopp once turned on the gang and he became an op, and this was during the Water 7 arc in his fight against the Captain Luffy. And although I think he's a pagan for this, we gotta give it to Usopp, and particularly his endurance feat right here, because for a regular skinny nigga with no devil fruit ability, he was really hanging in there with Luffy. This nigga was moving like Batman with the strategy and the traps and shit. So yes, I guess we gotta love this in terms of Usopp's character, because he personally didn't switch up. He was willing to beef with his captain in order to stay true to his own beliefs. And I hear it. Usopp wanted to keep the going merry. You know the ship his babes Kaya gave to him? Can you imagine your babes gives you a car and then you write it off? I'd be in severe pain too. But for us as fans, this might have been one of the best things to happen to Usopp, because his embarrassment led to us getting Soka King. And Soka King gave us that fantastic moment where we get Usopp, or should I say we get Soka King shooting that world government flag at Enies lobby, and the Straw Hats end up declaring war on the government. And this just shows how far the scaredy cat Usopp had come, because he'd had never declared war on a world government before this. Now if we fast track to Usopp's time in Greenstone, which is where Kuma sent Usopp, Usopp really slacked. To put it simply, he got caught by the feds, sent to pen, and instead of banging Jim, he decided he was gonna eat through the pain. And guess what this nigga did? This nigga got fat. But as the end of the 2 years was fast approaching, this nigga realized he couldn't come back to the roads in the shape he was in. So he got himself on that diet, started busting them mad workouts, and then he came out of pen hella wedge. This guy was bench pressing and bicep curling, although it does look like he missed a couple of leg days, but I'll allow him for that, because since joining back up with the gang, Usopp has been quite useful. And one of my favourite moments for Usopp was actually the bravery he showed in the Dressrosa arc against Treble and Sugar, leading to that Goat God Usopp moment. And let's not forget, we also had that moment which I believe is the first time that Usopp clearly exhibited some sort of observation haki, and that ability is banging, because with that ability you can spot your ops from hella far away. That's an attribute any roadman needs, so they're never caught lacking. But not only did Usopp show his bravery here, he also got some clout, because he got a bounty of 200 million berries, and that is some serious street cred, particularly for the likes of Usopp. But let me finish this up by discussing the Usopp we have today, because he knows that he's just not that guy. Deep down, he knows he's a shook one, but he continues to show his bravery and his endurance by holding off Ulti and Page 1, who were two of the Toby Ropo of the Beast Pirates. And he took hella headbutts from Ulti, and that's gotta be a mad feat, because Luffy had to hacky up his forehead when he was taking headbutts from OT. Now Usopp is now that guy that's on smoke on the roads, and even though he's gonna get beat up, he's holding out and earning respect for himself. So if we're talking bravery, he's legit becoming braver the more and more we see him. So quite frankly, I am impressed by Usopp. Is he that guy? Well, straight up I'd say no. Can he ever be the plug? I'm probably still gonna say no. But will he have the clout on the roads that the people will respect him when it's all said and done? And for that answer, I'll probably say yes, because Usopp the Kappa will become a brave warrior of the seas. But that just about does it from me. Shout out to all of you lot that made it this far, but I'ma ask for 2 more things from you. 1, to leave a like on the video, and 2, to click that subscribe button and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out when I discuss more characters from the roads. Say